The 2024 Olympics are almost here. One of my favorite things about the Olympics is that I get to watch all my favorite basketball players hop onto one team and try to make something good happen. Now, Team USA hasn't exactly been like a very stellar thing recently. Obviously, they just played in the World Cup. They didn't have their most elite roster, and they ended up falling. Germany ended up winning the World Cup. Awesome for those guys, but it sounds like Team USA is about to kind of get back together and make something cool happen. So USA Basketball announced its 2024 men's national team player pool. Very, very interesting. The rest of the world's getting better, man. Like this isn't just like a gimme anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, I think by the time this video's done, I think it's probably gonna look like a gimme. But it doesn't mean it's a gimme by any means. There's plenty of great NBA players all around. But essentially, 41 players have been announced as people that are going to go to the Team USA camp and try out for a spot on the team. Now, it's coached by Steve Kerr. Yeah, Mark Few is one of the assistants, Tyronn Lue, Erik Spoelstra, right? So this is an elite group. These are some elite American basketball players here. And what I did is I went and put everybody into one of these little tier lists or whatever, and I figured let's build our roster. Now, only 12 guys can make the team and everything, and there's going to be a lot that goes into this, and we'll go through every single player and where we want them. I'll probably keep 3 guys as alternates, and then the rest we're just going to have to cut. So there's going to be a lot of your favorite players getting cut. All right, so I guess let's just start at the top, and these are in no particular order. I guess these are just in whatever order I uploaded the images in and everything. But Anthony Edwards, he's got to be on the team, right? Like, Anthony Edwards was the dude going into Team USA last year. I told a lot of people, I'm like, Anthony Edwards is going to go to Team USA. There's always 1 or 2 guys that when they go to Team USA, they take a big jump that comes back to the NBA, right? And that's because like foreign basketball is a lot harder to play and everything. They're practicing against the best dudes all summer, right? And I was like, Anthony Edwards has that dog in him. He's going to be that dude, and that's what happened, right? He was the stud of the team this last summer and everything. He's on the team again. Trae Young, I can already tell you Trae Young's getting cut. Sorry, Trae Young fans. He's a great NBA player. This guy's not going to succeed in foreign basketball. I'm not saying he's going to be like a bad basketball player or anything, but we have to pick from like 41 people, right? And only 12 of them are going to make the team. So Trae, not going to make this team. He doesn't have enough defense. He's not going to be strong enough to play, at least to his style and everything. He's a great shooter, great passer and everything, but we need a better all-around game. And I can tell you right now, Cam Johnson's not making the team either because he's Cam Johnson. Sorry, Cam Johnson. Love your game as an NBA player, but you're not making Team USA. Jason Tatum, currently the starting small forward on this team. We'll make adjustments as needed and everything, but I have to imagine Jason Tatum's going to be on this team. Always one of the top players in the NBA and everything, right? He can play defense, he can handle the ball, which is important. You really need to be able to move without the basketball here and like play make in foreign basketball, and obviously he's just a phenomenal player, so Jason Tatum has to be on the team. And this is where it gets interesting right here. Joel Embiid saying that he's going to play for Team USA and everything. He had the option of playing for a couple different countries, I believe. I think he's technically eligible in like 3, if I'm correct, but Joel Embiid is without a doubt going to be the starting center. And the center position is what's always weak for Team USA, because you think about all the big centers in the NBA, and they're not from America, and neither is Joel Embiid, but I guess it doesn't matter now. So he can be on the team. That's awesome, right? He's definitely going to be the starting center on this team. Jrue Holiday and Derek White. All right. Yeah. I'm cutting Derek White right away because I see him and Jrue Holiday as the same player in essence. Like, they would kind of be role players on this team. I'm putting Jrue Holiday here as an alternate for now just because I haven't thought through who I want on this roster or anything yet. So I'm going to put Jrue here for now and see if he ends up making the team. I'm not sure if he gets bumped out of the alternate spot, he does. But if I had to choose between Derek White and Jrue Holiday, I'm taking Jrue Holiday right now. That's what I'm going to do. I just think they would serve the same role on the team. So I don't need both of them, and I think Drew's the better player right now. Paolo Banchero. That's an interesting one. I'm going to lean more towards the cut Banchero right now. Banchero is becoming a very nice NBA player and everything. I don't know if he's a great team basketball player yet. A lot of his game is very ISO-centric at the moment. He kind of needs the ball a little bit more. He obviously played on the Team USA team for FIBA, and he was solid. They kind of used him as like a backup center because they didn't really want to play Walker Kessler there. And I just feel like there's going to be better people at his position, so I don't feel the need to throw him in there necessarily. Now, Jaylen Brown, on the other hand, that's an interesting one. Defense, shooting, toughness, and everything. I'm not saying for sure that he's like on the team, so I'm gonna throw him as an alternate for now. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up on the team. Remember, 12 people. I only get 12 people out here. What am I gonna do with Donovan Mitchell, y'all? That's a real interesting one. So like currently on the team, I don't have like a ton of playmakers or anything. And like Donovan Mitchell's a hell of a basketball player, right? Like he's athletic. He can get kind of under people defensively because a lot of teams are going to be smaller than Team USA. And so having a guy that can kind of like get back under people too defensively can be nice. Obviously, he's a great shot maker and everything. So for now, I'm sliding Donovan Mitchell onto the team for now. Like I said, I haven't really taken the time to process this list very much, so we'll see what happens. Alrighty, LeBron James, you instantly become like my starting power forward. That makes sense. Steph Curry, you instantly become my point guard. Do I really need to explain this? One, just want to see LeBron back on Team USA. That's where I'm at in my LeBron arc right now. As a kid, couldn't stand LeBron and everything. I respected him as a person and everything, but as a Bulls fan, just so sick of running into that dude and losing to him all the time. But now that the Bulls don't matter and he's not in their way or anything, I just get to enjoy LeBron and like his greatness. And that this is going to be one of the best times to do so. And then Steph Curry, obviously one of the best players in the world, knows how to play with other stars and everything. Same with LeBron, right? Just great playmakers. And I think their game will translate nicely into the foreign game. Alrighty, Chris Paul, you're past your day, my guy. You're past your day. He probably got an invite just because he's been on other Team USA teams and stuff, right? But if you told me Chris Paul was going to be a coach or something, I'd probably be down for that or something. But no, Chris he's not beaten out like a Drew Holiday or something to be on this team. It's just, dude's just past his time, and that's okay. The next two are going to get interesting, though. Anthony Davis, definitely on the team as of right now. And see, now we got some bigs and stuff. Right now we got some bigs. He's no Joel Embiid, but having Anthony Davis as a backup center is pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with that. He's definitely not playing like the 4 or anything like that. Like I wouldn't move Tatum to the bench, move LeBron to the 3 or anything. I think you want to have more ball handling and stuff in these foreign games. That's just how I view it. And honestly, that's just how basketball is played nowadays. There's no traditional 4s anymore. All right, Bam Adebayo. Bam. Obviously a good passer and everything. His shot selection is kind of weird at times, but having more of a springy center and everything to kind of be that third big, I definitely want to bring 3 bigs, 3 guards, and then kind of 3 of the wing position. The shooting guard, small forward, power forward is kind of all the same like area to me. Donovan Mitchell's kind of a weird exception. He's more of like a just straight 2 that can play the 1 a little bit. They call it the combo guard, right? We're keeping Bam on there for now as the third center. Just again, having his shot blocking and everything and just his athleticism, because we don't really have that like super bouncy center yet, kind of that rim running one. Obviously, like Anthony Davis can do all of that, but one that's a little more traditional and Bam I think would be useful. Brandon Ingram is not going to make this team. Sorry, I didn't even give a very good image of Brandon Ingram there. I think we saw in Team USA this last year, like Brandon Ingram was kind of expected to be the scorer after Edwards, and he just couldn't figure out how to play with all these other dudes or whatever. And they weren't even like that good at dudes, right? Like he's playing phenomenal for New Orleans this year and everything. Don't get me wrong. But I think he's just best when he's like that #1 scoring option. Like that's where he succeeds the most. He's not necessarily a phenomenal playmaker and everything. And so I don't think he makes this team. A lot of respect, again, respect to all these dudes, right? Like all these dudes are here for a reason. Phenomenal players, but we got to pick the best of the best, right? Speaking of the best, it's not Austin Reeves either. He played great for Team USA, like in FIBA and everything. Huge hustle guy off the bench, got a lot of rebounds for them too, a lot of nice assists, a lot of offensive rebounds too, but he scored a ton too. Like he kind of was the second scorer in a lot of games, but we have better options now. We have like a Donovan Mitchell and stuff. So as much as we like Austin Reeves and his ability to navigate pick and rolls and stuff like that and make some tough shots at times, we love his toughness, but he's getting cut. Kawhi Leonard, we're going to go with seniority rules here. Kawhi is going to start over Jason Tatum. One, just because, like, imagine the defensive, like, lineup you have with Edwards, Kawhi, and Embiid right now. And y'all might be saying, Edwards defensively. Have y'all watched Anthony Edwards play on-ball defense this year? It's insane. He is a pest. He's an absolute monster. He's really up in people's faces and everything. He's, like, forcing turnovers and stuff. Like, People keep trying to do that little low dribble to get around him, that little low cross and everything. Like, that's real simple. He just puts his hand down, takes that shit every time. But I like Kawhi on this team. I think that makes a lot of sense. How many dudes we got right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only got 3 spots left. See, this is what I was saying. Like, Jaylen Brown might not make this team, y'all. Jaylen Brown's a good player. But we can make this easy with Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon, you're a great glue guy on an NBA team. Team USA, we don't need that, right? We just don't need it. That's not happening. Aaron Gordon's not making this team. Tyrese Halliburton now. He's an odd one to me. Tyrese is going to go an alternate for now. Tyrese Halliburton's having an incredible season. He's a great playmaker and everything. He also doesn't play necessarily a very physical basketball game and everything, but also we don't necessarily have like a go-to passer on the team. Am I going to talk myself into Tyrese Halliburton? We're putting Tyrese Halliburton as the backup for now. He's going to serve as like a role player on this team, as like we'll picture him as like a Rajon Rondo off the bench or something like that. Someone to really get guys going. He's not going to make many mistakes. He can kind of run the offense and distribute the ball to everyone else on this team, because his scoring style didn't fit for Team USA, but with all these dudes around him, he can get 10 assists off the bench. James Harden, I don't really see it. I don't know. He'd have to bring a lot of energy and stuff, and I don't think James Harden's got that in him necessarily anymore, at least not for like Team USA and everything. And like his like ISO style basketball is like, I don't know, it's not gonna do anything for us. And he's a great playmaker and everything in like the pick and roll and stuff like that, but these foreign teams know how to guard that. So I don't think James Harden has a role in this team. Jaren Jackson Jr., we're going to put him in alternate for now. And I should clarify, alternate, like they always have dudes like that in case people get hurt like last second and stuff. And some of these, not all of these people I'm sure are going to show out to the team or whatever, and you'll need some of these guys to flow in. But that's kind of where I see Jaren Jackson right now. It's actually been really interesting because he kind of started off the year being in all that foul trouble that he kept getting in FIBA. He was the starting center for the FIBA team. Just kept like fouling out of like every game. It was crazy. He just couldn't find a way to stay on the court. And he's a very talented player. And as of late, you've seen him now that Ja Morant's out and he's kind of playing with all these bums in Memphis. He's just kind of like, F it, man. I'm doing it myself. Like, I'm not passing the ball. I was at the Timberwolves Grizzlies game or whatever, where he had like 30 some points in like 20 some minutes. That boy was not looking to pass the ball. It was awesome. So you really see the skills of him. A lot of good defensive like prowess and stuff. He can shoot, like he can get up above the rim. Very, very good player. Just not sure we need him when we have Embiid, Davis, and Bam. Speaking of other bigs, Walker Kessler, going to keep this one nice and short. Very nice defensive player and everything. Not as good as the other dudes. But yeah, he was a nice role player for the actual FIBA team last year. Duncan Robinson, not good enough. Like, we don't need actual NBA role players like on our Team USA. We just don't. These dudes are smart enough that they can figure out how to get it done. Scotty Barnes probably getting cut as well. Sorry, Scotty. It's just, he's not quite there yet, right? We're going to get to see with the back half of this Raptors season, like, they're giving Scotty the keys, right? In all honesty, like RJ Barrett and Quickly have a lot of the keys right now, which very surprised how all that's working. But you know, people just find their fits sometimes. But with Scotty, a lot of great skills and everything. But we've got guys in Kawhi, LeBron, Jason Tatum and stuff. So like, we're looking at dudes like that. And plus, like, Jaylen Brown's an alternate right now, and I'm like, I'd rather have Jaylen Brown than Scotty Barnes. So that's what I'm looking at. Caruso again. Role players, actual NBA role players you don't necessarily need. I wouldn't be surprised if a dude like this actually makes Team USA. This is just me building my roster and everything. This isn't necessarily a prediction. This is just how I'd look to do it, right? If I have an option of all these dudes, these are the dudes I'm taking. But I wouldn't be surprised if like an Alex Caruso actually makes the team, especially because Steve Kerr is going to want to recruit him to the Warriors. But we don't need to talk about that. So same with Josh Hart, right? Same thing. Nice NBA role player. Doesn't belong on Team USA, but Jalen Brunson does. That's going to be our third point guard here, which kind of makes Donovan Mitchell a little bit more expendable. So we'll see who else we need to fit on this roster. But Halliburton kind of becomes PG-3 now, in my opinion. Like Steph's going to start. It's Steph Curry, right? And Brunson is just such an elite player, man. I love Jalen Brunson. So is Halliburton. These are all very elite players. I feel so bad like saying any guy's better than any of these dudes, right? But Jalen Brunson's game just like fits FIBA too. Like he plays very within himself and stuff, right? He can play within the offense. He can space out and shoot a little bit. He's very physical. He's very strong. So I like that fit. Oh, Jared Allen. This is already the toughest one for me because like I could make a case to have Jared Allen over Bam. I could make a case for Jared Allen over like Jaren Jackson. But I think I'm gonna stick with here. I think Jared Allen plays really, really well. I think he'd be a really good like role player on this team, but I just like that Bam has a little more experience in like passing games and stuff. I know Spoelstra is probably going to have a big say in what happens in a lot of this offense, so I like Bam a little bit more, and I like the fact that Jaren can space out a little bit, but I'd be really happy to have Jared Allen on this team. Don't get me wrong. Like we talked about, we need centers and stuff, but when we have Embiid, Davis, and Bam, you know, if Embiid wasn't here, Jared Allen would be on this team. He just would. But no. But also shout out Jared Allen for how he's playing with Cleveland right now. Like we're even just seeing him offensively, how dominant he can be, even outside of just like his defense and stuff. His offense is elite, especially around the rim. He's just great there. He should be an all-star probably in real life. We'll see if he actually gets it. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's got to be on this team, right? Like we'll put him there as kind of like the third wing or whatever for now. So Jimmy Butler he screams like foreign basketball. I believe he was on the last Olympic team. Yeah, because I do remember that he was on the last Olympic team. Or was it the FIBA team? I don't remember. It wasn't this last FIBA team, but the one before that. I don't remember. He was on something for Team USA at some point, but his defense and everything, his unselfishness, his toughness screams something that you need for Team USA in foreign basketball. He's not going to back down. He's going to be a good leader. He's going to push him to work hard. Jimmy makes the team. Looking at Paul George now. I'm putting Paul George on this team for now. I'm going to move Tatum here, and we're going to move Paul George like between him and Jimmy. I don't know. They're interchangeable, so we'll just put them like that. So we have 12 guys. We have 13 guys on the roster, don't we? Oh no. Oh, I didn't think about this, y'all. Y'all got me messed up now. I got to start making cuts. Jaylen Brown, you're moving down here. Donovan Mitchell now becomes an alternate. And yeah, I think that's what I got to do. Jimmy's playing like backup 2 now. That's what we're going with right now. Sorry, Donovan, you fell out. Like we don't need the ball handling from you. We have enough kind of good point guards, and I'd rather kind of have someone that can switch and guard more people than Jimmy. But Paul George makes the team because of his elite ball handling, his ability to be very unselfish. We see that on the Clippers with how many stars they have. Paul George makes the team right now. Chet Holmgren, I like the fact that he's invited and everything, but not going to make the team right now. He's not quite there yet. Going to be a very good NBA player. I was wrong about him. Like, y'all can let me know. He really surprised me. He really did. So shout out Chet. Seems like a dog. Not making this team. I can speed through these next two guys pretty quick here too. Great players in Desmond Bane and Tyler Hero. Both very elite shooters. Desmond Bane maybe a little more defensive oriented. Tyler Hero can handle the ball a little bit more, even though I don't always really like watching him handle the ball. But he's good in the handoffs and stuff, which maybe you'd see with a guy like Bam. But I just don't see it. Oh, y'all, this is getting so hard. I got Devin Booker. I want Devin Booker on this team, man. I can't not have Booker, right? Does Booker not make this team? Okay. This is what's gonna happen, right? Y'all can hate. Drew, you lost your alternate spot. Tyrese Halliburton slides into here. D-Book's going in here. Edwards is still my starting 2 in this scenario. I don't know who the next one cut is. Is Jimmy Butler the next one that can be cut? I don't know. But man, yeah, no, Booker's just like cold, man, and like he can handle the rock a little bit. He's been playing point guard this year. Like Edwards can handle the rock a little bit. Like PG can handle the rock. LeBron can handle the rock. Like, so that's why I feel okay getting rid of Halliburton and stuff like that. I just feel like, someone goes down with injury or something, like a Kawhi or like an Edwards or something. Or we have so many great players that are all closers and everything. I was going to make a whole argument that Devin Booker can be a closer for this team. All these dudes are closers, right? It's hard, man. I got to make choices. Oh, thank you. An easy one. Bobby Portis. I love Bobby Portis. I wish the Bulls never would have traded him. Not good enough to make this team. Sorry. But now Dame Dolla's here. All right. So I'm gonna be tough with this one. Dame is gonna actually be below Halliburton, and he's just getting cut. His defense isn't good enough and everything. I can tell he's like trying really hard defensively this year, which is cool because I can't say that for necessarily everybody on the Bucks. But he looks like he's really making an effort trying to shut up the haters. That's what he's always doing. Elite basketball player. But I don't need that skill set when like I have guys like Curry and Brunson that can already do stuff like this. I know it's crazy that Jalen Brunson is above Lillard, but I truly believe that's where it's at right now, and I think he'd be better on a Team USA. So that's my call there. Mikal Bridges, another one that kind of falls out here, just not a good enough player, and I didn't have. All right, let's make this simple, right? Kyrie's not making this team. De'Aaron Fox isn't making this team. Elite basketball players, both of them. I know I keep saying that. I'd rather have Curry and Brunson as my point guards. I don't need another point guard on this roster. Who am I cutting to put Kevin Durant on this team? I already know y'all are about to hate on me for this. I know y'all are, but I'm taking Booker out. Donovan Mitchell slides down. Devin Booker becomes an alternate, and Kevin Durant slides in here. Kevin Durant becomes a starter. And now I have a bench of Jalen Brunson, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis. That is so elite defensively. And then we have 2 reserve players in Paul George and Bam. I think this is my squad, y'all. I feel so bad. Like dudes like Jared Allen, Devin Booker, right? Like Dame, like Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell. Like these are such good NBA players. These are elite dudes, but I don't have room. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have room. But hey, you guys let me know who's making your Team USA roster. Who did I leave out? Who do you think would fare better in kind of like the European, and I shouldn't call it European, we'll just call it the global style of basketball, right? So you guys let me know what you think. I think this team can win it all. I'm not questioning that or anything, but I know y'all have different opinions than I do. So please let me know. I want to hear them. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and we'll see you guys later.